LMA Police.
Hi, I'm an officer at HMPL course. There's been a car set outside my house all weekend. Just in fear for my family's life, that's all.
So what's your name, please?
Lenny Scott.
My name is Mubin Azar. I'm on my way to meet the family of a former prison officer who was murdered for his part in uncovering a relationship between an inmate and a fellow guard. But this investigation began over a year ago with another relationship that happened behind bars and a sex tape that went viral.
That's how we live at Wandsworth, man. Yeah?
If you're one of the millions of people who've seen it or ranted about it online, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, His Majesty's, because this happens a lot, I'm telling you, lot.
If you haven't, all you need to know is that it involves a prison officer, 2 prisoners, a mobile phone, and sex behind bars.
Guys, we made history. That's what I'm telling you.
What began as an investigation into an internet sensation.
They want it to be posted, that's what you're saying to me. They want to go viral, innit?
Quickly developed into something much, much bigger.
Put them cameras down there and just follow us, yeah?
Pulling me into a world of drugs, violence, and manipulation.
They think they're in love and I'll flirt all day long, mate. It's not agreement.
People should not be coming into these places and coming out dead, and it's happening because of your failures.
But this is a story that goes far beyond prison walls.
In order for somebody to do something, everybody has to be paid.
That is the prison guard's car on fire.
He did nothing wrong. All he did was his job.
People will talk about things going viral. They say, oh, this went viral and that went viral. I mean, this has actually gone viral. The number of people that have sent this to me. And at the moment, I don't know what to think. I just want to show you.
This is a movie, yeah. Gangsters were lying.
How is this being filmed in a prison cell?
That's how we live at Wandsworth, man. Yeah?
That's how we live at Wandsworth. I think he just filmed like the radio thing. It's very icky. It's the kind of thing that you kind of watch and you know you shouldn't really be watching it. And that's it, it's done. It's like 2 minutes and 57 seconds. So I just don't know. There's a lot of questions in this. Okay, let's pause for a minute. It's easy to be distracted by the sex, but there's a ton of laws being broken here. Sex between a prison officer and a prisoner. This guy looks like he's smoking a joint. And it's all being filmed on a contraband phone. Pretty audacious, right? How could all of this be happening inside a prison? A place where the guards are supposed to be responsible for enforcing the rules. I need to find out about the people in the tape, so I started at the only place I could, HMP Wandsworth. It's in one of London's wealthiest neighborhoods, but this place has a rep for being one of the worst prisons in the country. Right now, what I know is that that video was filmed behind these walls, so I want to know what people know about it. If that was your colleague, that was someone that you worked with, and you saw them in a video screwing a prisoner, it's not the kind of thing you just forget about, is it? It's like a fortress. Look at that. Let's see who's coming down. Are you going in? Do you work there? I'm from the BBC. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Could I get 2 minutes of your time? No comment. No comment. Can I have a chat with you? Are you going in? So do you work in here?
Yeah.
Can I speak to you? Could we record your voice and not have your face on TV? I'm from the BBC. But
not to speak to the media.
You've been told not to speak to the media. Why is that?
Security information.
Security information. Told not to speak to the media. Oh, I'm from the BBC. I just want a quick. There's a word, and that word is persistence. Understandably, the prison staff were cagey, but then I met a lawyer with a friendly face. Do you know anything about the video of a prison guard?
Yeah.
You know the video we're talking about, the sex video? Do you know, was that shot here?
Yeah. HMP Wandsworth. That's where the magic happens, that's what they're saying.
That's where the magic happens.
They got all sorts of things inside. There was a scandal about prisoners having KFCs and Domino's, etc.
What, in here, in particular?
There's videos viraling across all social media.
Do you know with the particular video that I referenced, so what do you know about that? What happened?
I visit this prison quite often and get quite a lot of cases. So I was quite astounded first that, you know, the female guard, she was so open to actually having it recorded in the first place.
I was still hoping one of the prison officer's colleagues could confirm if the woman in the video agreed to be recorded, and if so, what was she thinking? What if he just films me? But anyone who did have something to say wouldn't say it on camera. You know about that video? Yeah. Why did it happen? Have you any idea?
I think it's because whatever she did outside, when she was in that 20-man orgy, she'd probably do something more explicit here so she can get more followers and all that.
So you think it was a self-promotion?
Of course. Be a part of this system, and to do that is absolutely wrong.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Did you hear what he said? It's really obvious. She's that kind of person. She was in a 20-man orgy before that. She was doing that on the outside. I don't know what that's referring to. He said 20-man orgy as if it's a known thing, but I'd know what that was. So, I don't know, maybe there's something online somewhere. Just as I was about to leave, I had a chat with another officer. What if we just record your voice and he just films my feet? I could see he was nervous, but he had something to say. Can't do it out here. Could I get a contact for you? Give me, give me a phone. He agreed to speak, but we'd need to meet up away from the prison. So, a guy who I'd seen walking in and out, who said, oh, I can't speak to you. He just said, no one's going to speak to you out here because management has told us we can't chat to you. He works in there, but he just gave me his number. He said, call me on Friday. So he clearly wants to speak. So that's good. I think that's great. My investigation was just beginning, but the police were moving fast, digging into that video. Shortly after the clip was posted online, they announced an arrest.
Linda D'Souza Abreu was on duty as a prison officer in Wandsworth Prison in southwest London when she was filmed entering a cell and having sex with a prisoner. D'Souza Abreu, a Portuguese national, was arrested at Heathrow Airport where she'd been planning to board a flight to Madrid with her father.
D'Souza Abreu was charged with misconduct in a public office and was released on bail.
Whilst the authorities focused on the alleged crime, I was more interested in why it happened. It made sense that the prisoners might film the clip to show off. But even if what I'd heard about Linda trying to make a name for herself was true, would she really break the law just for fame? I traced the video back to the first person who posted it online, a podcaster named Young Spray. I was hoping he might have some answers. How you doing?
Yes,
you all right? Nice to meet you.
Yes.
You all right?
Cool, bro.
So this is what happened. I came across you because of a very particular clip, which was this woman.
Oh, you're talking about Twitter. Someone sent it to me on my WhatsApp, my brethren. We don't need to get into what brethren, whatever, but boom, they're in jail, whatever. So he told me to post it. So I'm saying, nah, man. But at first, I was more thinking like, will I get nicked for, you know, like posting women, you know, porn and stuff. I don't know about all them laws. Like, you know, like if you're posting people having sex and they don't want you to post them. So then I initially posted it, but then I deleted it because I got nervous, you get me?
Oh, really?
I deleted it.
So what was
when I first posted it, it went mad straight away as well, but I deleted it so quick. That's how nervous, do you get what I'm saying? I started thinking about police and prison and bare things. So I just deleted it. And then I phoned him back. So I says, oh, I posted it, but then I deleted it. And he was like, oh, stop moving like a pussy. Do you know what I mean? Stop moving like just, it's cool. They want it to be posted. That's what he's saying to me. They want to go viral, innit? Yeah.
Who sent it to you?
Never.
You won't say who it was, you won't say their name.
Never, ever.
But tell me like the category of person. Are you talking about
Bad
someone?
people.
Go on.
So I know bad people.
So you mean you know people that are inside?
Bad people send me stuff.
Is it someone involved in the clip?
Bad people. It's just bad people.
Is it someone in the clip though?
Never.
You want to tell me?
I could never.
The woman in it, did you know her before you saw the clip of who she was or anything?
Nothing.
In the video, she looks like, I'm assuming, I can only, you know, this might be wrong, but she looks like she knows she's being filmed.
Well, obviously she knows she's being filmed. You can see she's governing. She's making him know, sit down, she's going mad. Do you get what I'm saying? She's going mad.
Was that everything you received?
No, there was more.
There was more?
There was more. If I posted the whole thing, it would be Kalash.
Are you serious? There's more?
Yeah.
I was hoping the unedited clip might shed some light on why a prison officer would be willing to be filmed having sex at work. You said just to be safe.
All right, don't worry about that. See, it's him going mad. He's on mind games, isn't it?
So why did you decide you weren't going to post that?
There's madness going on in the background and names and a couple of names.
Okay.
So I couldn't do that.
So do you mean, the thing is though, when you said his names, that everyone in that video is is implicated. What do you mean?
But
it's other people.
You're going mad. You're not, but everyone knows what
I
I'm
want to
saying.
know.
Bro, what are you trying to do? You trying to send me prison?
I'm not trying to send
No, but I'm saying, what do you want to do?
No,
but no comment then.
You don't want to answer that?
There's questions that you're going to get no comment for.
Fine. So do you believe one of them at least wanted it out there?
Well, the person that sent it, he clearly did. Because why send it? But I'm thinking I think she'd be like, come on, you're a screw. Like, are you dumb? Are you that stupid? Do you get what I'm saying? Remember, I've actually been in prison, so I know how it goes, innit? So are you that dumb? It's like, she must have known she's leaving that job. She don't care about that job. It's got to be one of them, do you get what I'm saying? Because what are you doing? Like, how could you even trust that? To even leave that cell and you know they filmed? Because you've got pass the phone, because you still got the uniform.
Yeah.
So as soon as you finish doing what you're doing, you can go back into that mode, pass your phone, I'll be deleting all of that, and be on your way. But you didn't, so you knew what you're doing.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you,
man. Thank you, man.
I was still no closer to understanding why Linda allowed the prisoners to record the video, especially when she'd have no way of stopping them sharing it. Did Linda just not care about the consequences of the clip getting out there? Or was there something else going on? So I found this thing that says that she was on a TV show that I remember from the time, actually. It was a Channel 4 kind of, I guess you could describe it as a social experiment. The whole idea was, can relationships work without monogamy? Is monogamy outdated? Are we in a post-monogamy world? What I didn't know, and I watched the show at the time, Linda was on the show.
Monogamy is a social construct that I think needs to be dismantled. Opening up our relationship has allowed us to form a deeper connection with each other.
Tonight, the pair hoped for an intimate couple swap. Instead, they're in a bedroom with 15 frisky residents.
So Linda has already been on national TV having sex. And I want to be really clear, that isn't, I'm not in any way, I'm not like condemning, I'm not saying this is good or bad, but it's just an accurate picture of who she is. And then, the thing is, that's not the only thing. I mean, it looks like she, let's put this diplomatically, she puts herself out there in the sense that she's done photo shoots. A lot of people are talking about her having an OnlyFans. A bunch of people online seem to think that she's going to make much more money getting subscribers than she ever was as a prison officer.
This girl knew what she was doing. Why get a job in a prison known fully well you have an OF, you and your husband are swingers. She knew what she was doing.
Now, if it was her intention to get notoriety and to get people going to her OnlyFans, then I think that's probably gonna work. There's no shortage of people who believe Linda wanted the sex tape out there in a bid to raise her profile.
She tried to do something more explicit here so she can get more followers and all that.
But then I came across something that pointed in another direction. There's this reference to a friend, just a friend, known as Hayley, speaking to someone in the press and saying there's a lot more to this story than people think. Some of the prisoners have got hold of Linda's personal details. They knew her address, her husband's name, and that she had an OnlyFans account. She was put under a lot of pressure, and there was a lot of coercion involved. She's gone through hard times because of this. Was Linda some kind of marketing mastermind or a victim in all of this? I couldn't find any way to contact her directly, but I did track down an address for the prisoner she was having sex with in the clip. He's a fitness influencer, and his name is Linton Wyrick. Oh yeah, and he's also a convicted burglar. I reckoned he'd have some answers. We're gonna head to Linton's place. The idea is to work out if there's anyone there that'll speak to me and see if there's a line into him and if he might be willing to have a chat. So I just want to lay some groundwork. Maybe there's a story that he wants to tell. Everything that I see is that he's been in and out of prison for a long time. So there's a little bit of me that is worried about knocking on his door. At one point, Linton was listed as living at this address with a woman who I'm thinking is his partner. After that video with Linda, I wasn't sure if I was about to meet his girlfriend or an angry ex. Oh, hello. You all right? My name's Mabin. Can I... 5 seconds, I'll come up, yeah? Wicked, thank you. Are we rolling? I think that was really good, you know. I think that was absolutely worth it. I buzzed the doorbell, and rather than a voice coming through the tannoy, it came from up above, and I was like, what is this? And then she spoke to me from the balcony. She's like, yeah, buzz it again in 5 seconds. I started explaining what I was doing. I didn't even need to do that. She just said, buzz it again in a second, then she let me in. But, you know, I've been in these situations before where people just want you to fuck off. Where she was a lot more, hey, come up, come up, come up. Whilst I'm there, Linton called. So I just spoke to him, I just got off the phone with him. So he called from inside prison, and he goes, what I want to talk about is corruption. Like, so much corruption. You know, like in Wandsworth, it was clear that everyone had a phone, and I can prove that they knew I had a phone, and I proved that everyone knew everyone knew exactly what was going on, and it's full of corruption. And I do want to talk about it, and whether it's with you or it's with someone else, I'm going to talk about it. Despite the chat, Linton went cold, so I had a lot of questions left unanswered. That allegation about corruption at Wandsworth needed urgent attention. I wanted to know if he was talking about Linda and the sex tape, or something even bigger. There's no pressure for you to do anything that you don't want to do. I really, really appreciate that. You got my number now, so any issues, just give me a shout, okay? Remember the guy who gave me his phone number outside Wandsworth Prison? Well, he agreed to meet. But here's the thing, prison staff are forbidden from speaking to the media, so securing this interview was a big leap forward in answering the question, was Linda coerced or corrupted? He's meant to be coming here, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, so in half an hour. But, you know, he's got quite a lot to lose because he still works at the prison. So he's still inside Wandsworth. So he's going to meet, but on the condition that he's not obviously ID'd. So if we light him from behind, then he's going to be in silhouette, which is probably quite good. So let's do that. You know, you're going to be talking about stuff which is going on behind closed doors in a British institution, and you are working every day, cheek to jowl with lots of people with convictions. I think maybe there's a fear about actual danger, reprisals, all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's bright. Let's take a look. All of this is in an effort to kind of reduce that level of fear. So look, you can actually share your perspective. Do you think that's going to work? He's just text. What's he saying? I'm outside the address. Okay, I better go get him. I'm gonna go stick a mic on him. Do you just want to wait then? Is that all right? I'll see you in a second. How you doing? Very nice to see you. There we go. For extra protection, I've had an actor redo his voice. Okay. If you're comfortable, can I get you to sit here?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure you are kind of happy with everything. I'm going to put this on your badge number. So there we go. All right, that's completely covered up, I think. You happy with that?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. The reason I was outside the prison that specific day is I was asking people about the video that went viral featuring Linda D'Souza. Did you know Linda?
Yeah, I worked with Linda. So before that video came out, I was told by some of my colleagues that there was something going on, something wasn't right. Some of the colleagues told me that they noticed her going into cells. There were staff talking about that there was something fishy, and the kind of attitude she had while she was on duty was a bit suspicious. I mean, this rumor was all around the wing, but if you've got money, then you can have sex with Linda. Some of the prisoners were telling me we had an offer for £500 that we can have sex with her.
With Linda?
Yeah.
Did nothing happen?
Something only happened when the video went viral.
Do you know the other people in the video?
Yeah, I know them. They were gang members.
Why do you think they did what they did? Do you think it was just purely because you wanted to have sex, or do you think there was more to it than that?
I think it could be more than that, because from there on, it could be a starting point. Then you could be bringing stuff in for them inside the prison.
So you think by having sex with her, they could then potentially blackmail her?
Yeah. Obviously, they try to corrupt you.
Have you ever been propositioned? Has anyone ever suggested to you that this is a way maybe you could make some money?
Yeah. One prisoner offered £1,000 for a KFC.
£1,000 for a KFC?
Yep.
They offered that to you?
Yeah.
Were you tempted?
No. They can start with maybe a KFC, a McDonald's, and then once you do something for them, then you're in their net. Then they can blackmail you. There are prisoners who try to intimidate. Sometimes they come and tell us, okay, we know where you live. I know your children, which school they go to. You know, you're just going deeper and deeper and deeper.
I think we're there.
Yeah. We're good.
We're good? I'm pretty pleased, I think. I didn't really realise that there was a suggestion that people could get £1,000 for delivering a KFC, which I think if you were working in there and you were frustrated, I think that's pretty tempting. I guess the other thing, which is kind of massive actually, is this idea that Linda might have been doing this for money. Despite the allegation, there was no solid proof that Linda was selling sex in prison. So I was no clearer on understanding why exactly she appeared in that video.
This is a movie, you know. Gangsters will lie.
But after what I'd just been told about blackmail and intimidation, I was starting to think, what if some of the prisoners had a plan that Linda hadn't clocked?
That's how we live at Wandsworth, man. Yeah?
Maybe the whole point wasn't the actual act in itself, it wasn't the sex. It was the fact that a video was made, she was in a compromising position, and it was a means to an end because then she can be blackmailed. Maybe that's the bigger thought.
prison officer has appeared in court after a video was shared online, allegedly showing a member of staff having sex with an inmate in Wandsworth Prison.
Just over a month after the video caught fire online, Linda pled guilty to misconduct in public office. Up until now, she'd been silent on what had happened, but that was about to change.
Hello once again, Instagram. I hope you can appreciate this is going to be a very awkward and uncomfortable conversation for me to have. I just thought I really needed to come on here and clarify a lot of things. First thing being, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot, a tremendous amount of fake profiles of me that have been monetizing off of my misfortune, this scandal that the entire world has somehow managed to be involved in. I have not monetized one fucking bit. The media love any story to be salacious and sensational, and they sensationalize everything. You don't know my side of the story, and we'll leave it as that for now.
I don't understand what this other side of the story is. And I've been really open to the idea that this thing happened, and maybe you're a victim in this. Despite what a lot of people have said, and despite what many people would think watching that video, maybe you're a victim in this. And I've been really open to that. And that has involved, making very formal, polite approaches via legal team, all that kind of stuff, in the most formal way, in the most polite way. And she hasn't taken that opportunity. I don't know why. I do know, though, the more I've looked into this, there's a long line of prison officers that have had sex with prisoners. And so, if she doesn't want to talk, I think it's possible, I think it's likely that one of them is going to talk. I really do. There are a lot of ex-officers who've been found guilty and served their time. If any of them would open up and share their story, it could give me some real insight into what was going on with Linda. So I've got a bunch of names, a bunch of addresses, and I'm gonna do some door knocking. And the fantasy is that they're gonna open the door and say, yeah, I wanna have a chat. That might not be the reality, but that's the fantasy. And I reckon, because we're here, I reckon you should just put the camera down, because you might scare the life out of someone otherwise. I spent months reaching out to former prison officers who'd been convicted for relationships with prisoners. I just wanted to speak to her, really, about something that I'm working on. She just says it's in the past. I want to leave a letter. Is really a way of saying, can we just have a chat, and there's no commitment. Once you've opened it, it might go straight in the bin. Ideally, I don't want to be just dropping letters off. I'm not a postman, I want to be talking to people. I'm not here for fish and chips. I'm looking for someone. She was in the papers a fair bit a little while ago because she was a prison officer. Do you know the story? They said she comes in here and she's agreed to pass on a message. I travelled all across the country. Oh my God, there's another giant dog. Knocked on a lot of doors and made hundreds of calls.
Yeah, I understand if you don't want to be involved, you don't want to be involved. But if you change your mind at any point, then you've got my number, you can get in touch with me, okay?
But ultimately, people ran in the other direction.
She doesn't live here.
I'm on the phone.
Go away.
I'm on the phone to someone.
Leave.
Yeah, okay, thank you, take care. I know what it's fueled by. I think it's fueled by embarrassment, which is understandable. It's understandable that people want to draw a line under it, but I just think it's very emotionally fraught for a lot of these people, which makes it really difficult to get anyone to actually speak. But then, a real breakthrough. Back in London, a former officer who was jailed for corruption agreed to speak out. But get this, The officer was now a university lecturer.
In prison, we have some of the most vulnerable people, the most vulnerable population.
Rather than being caught in a relationship, she'd been convicted for smuggling drugs into prison.
No one is saying people shouldn't be punished for what they do, but our reoffending rates are showing us it just doesn't work. Something is going awfully wrong.
Hey, Sinem.
Hello.
How you doing? It's nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
That was
How
very
are you?
good. That was really interesting.
Thank you.
I wanted to understand why Sinem did what she did, and if that could give me any insight into Linda's story. So I know none of this stuff is easy to speak about, so I'm very grateful for you doing this. And why were you interested in becoming a prison officer?
I had just graduated with a criminology degree and I had 2 babies. I just needed a job. And then I came across the prison service. It was advertised everywhere and you didn't need any previous experience. You just needed the right to work in UK and no previous convictions. So excellent, that's all I needed. I waited 6 months for the training centre.
So you were training in Wandsworth?
Yeah.
And then how soon after the training were you actually on a prison wing?
8 weeks.
It's pretty quick, isn't it?
I only needed 8 weeks of classroom training and a little bit of control and restraint before I could stand in the front line and work with the most complex population. I was petrified.
Really?
I know in my heart now, looking back, that I should never have walked into that prison.
Making sure officers feel prepared for the job is one thing, but another factor to consider is all the baggage people bring to work from their personal lives. For Linda, it was her OnlyFans. For Sinem, it was a mountain of debt.
I was about to lose my flat. I couldn't keep up the rent payments. Mentally, I was in the worst place I've ever been. I might end up homeless. I've got, they're 4 and 6. I've got babies at home.
Do you think the prisoners knew what was going on in your life?
I didn't tell them. However, where this all started going was when a prisoner kept saying to me, whatever your problem is, it can be sorted. And a few times he tested me. He showed me, like, he would walk past me on the landing, he would stand right across me and he would just show me a small phone in his hand. I wasn't involved in anything then, but I looked at it and I didn't do anything. He was testing me to see if I'm going to report it. I didn't report it.
What do you think the intention was there?
To see if he could potentially get me to bring things in. The moment everything changed for me is when I got the repossession order. I got it in the morning and I was due to go into my afternoon shift. I didn't put any thought into it. I jumped in the car and I went straight to the prison and I went straight to that prisoner's door and I said to him, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do, but I need the money now. And that is literally how it started. It was literally what I needed, so it was just perfect. I could pay the rent in the morning and I did. But I'm left with cannabis. And this now has to go, and there's no way I can change my mind. I don't think I was aware of what I was putting myself into. I did realise I'm in big trouble.
So did you know deep down that you were in this now and you were going to continue?
I did. Especially when you get the first grand in your hand and you make that payment and you think, is it this easy? I desperately wanted to stop, but I also knew that I was so deep into it. How do I just stop? Who do I tell? How do I seek help? What do I say? I've been fully corrupted, I've been doing this, but can you help me out now? It doesn't work that way. And so I did agree with the prisoner eventually that this very occasion was going to be the very last time I bring anything in, and that's going to be it. I arrived for the shift, had what I had on me, so again, cannabis and whatever. And as I walked through, the custodial manager said, can you step aside? We're conducting random searches. As soon as she said that, I knew it was done.
You know, given your experience, there's obvious parallels. It's not the same, but there are parallels with the Linda D'Souza case. There's a different set of circumstances, of course, because she was having sex in prison. We don't know. There's nothing to suggest that she was taking in contraband, but she was having sex with a prisoner. And I just want to know from your perspective, what do you think happened in that case?
I don't know if I can have an opinion. I really don't know. We don't know why she done it. And if I lead an opinion and if I start saying it could be this or that, I'm no different to anyone that judged me, you know?
Yeah.
She may have been vulnerable, she may not. The prisoner may, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate it. It was really good to speak to you. I think that level of vulnerability and the fact that it was ultimately exploited, if that can happen to her, then evidently it can happen to a lot of other people. And I know this is difficult. I know this is difficult because a lot of people, particularly when you're looking at someone like Linda De Souza, because it involves sex, our automatic response is not to be sympathetic. But I think it might be worth thinking about. And only she is ever going to understand what exactly happened. But in all of these contexts, all the people that I'm speaking to who were in positions of power and who ultimately broke the law, have done something, I just wonder how much of that is as simple as, yeah, I'm a bad person, and how much of it is actually to do with a vulnerability being exploited. So far, one source had suggested that inmates might have been planning to use the sex tape to coerce Linda into smuggling contraband.
Then once you do something for them, then you're in their net. Then they can blackmail you.
Without speaking to Linda or the inmates involved, I had no way of confirming if that was the case. But if the prize for corrupting a prison officer was drug supply into prison, then I needed to find out more. Luckily for me, Young Spray, the guy who originally posted the clip of Linda, invited me to take part in a podcast about prison officer corruption with a group of ex-inmates and an ex-officer. In the middle, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yes. Dunno, we got a special today, all about the prison system. We got a special guest. He's an ex-prison officer, this one. Jeff, he's the enemy of this one. No, but it's cool. He's a black guy. We're gonna find out why he went mad. No, but he's patterned. He's not screwed no more. Hey, Mobeen, big up yourself.
It's been 6 months. I dropped in when the Linda De Souza video dropped, and you know when you start these stories, it's like it's pulling on a thread, right? So it's quite a narrow focus. Then you start pulling on that thread and the story gets broader and broader and broader. One thing I want to know, in this whole period, was one guy who is currently a prison officer told us that someone offered $1,000 for him to bring in like food from a takeaway that he wanted. It was just like someone trying to show off, saying, look, if you do this for me, then we're going to turn you. And I want to know if you ever came across that.
Like, loads of times. There was one guy, yeah, I'm not going to say that, I'm going to just call him Mr. S.
Yeah, bait.
He had 16 officers under his, should I say, payroll. But he was able to orchestrate the trafficking of drugs to come from the kitchen to get dispensed onto, like, the wings.
Bad boy.
You want to make quick money, basically. You've got a clean DBS. Go to man's jail, basically, couple
100%.
of parcels, you got 20K, 30K, right? We're living in a world where money there's not enough money, do you understand? Everybody
they can make
is
money
desperate.
still.
The
They can make money
desperate
still.
themselves, they're always stealing money themselves.
Was you on snitching on other, if you saw like another screw,
didn't care.
busting someone?
Didn't care.
A job's worth will go and write a security report or whatever. I'm not trying to hear it, I'm not trying to get involved. My job, go in, do what I need to do.
So if you walk past the cell and you smell a bit of weed.
Couldn't care.
I was getting a better picture of the environment that recently recruited officers like Linda were working in, and it wasn't pretty. But I couldn't understand why Jeff, the former officer I'd met at the recording, wouldn't just report corruption when he saw it in plain sight. Oi.
Hello, sir.
How you doing? You all right? Am I interrupting something?
No, not at all.
It's like there's a big operation going on.
How's it going?
How
You
you
okay?
doing? Are you all right?
I'm okay, man.
I think we need to talk about your biceps. What is going on?
Oh, the life of prison.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, literally.
The reason I started kind of looking at this whole story was the video with Linda. Did you see it when it came out?
I did. You know what's funny, yeah? And I was one of the first individuals to actually receive that video. Because obviously,
really?
yeah, because
Why?
obviously, because I've got like a lot of, should I say, ex-inmates.
Okay.
On like my social medias. It's funny because the individual that sent me the video, he had previously sent me a video of him like doing a thing with an officer.
What? So are you saying you've seen those videos before?
Oh yeah, like loads of times. It's very common. It's very common. And how they obviously conduct their acts is in a discreetful way.
Did you ever see it happening?
Yeah. So obviously when you check the locks on like the cell doors, so as I've pushed it open, I've seen obviously this girl like giving oral to this inmate. I'll just close the door, close the cell door. Because my head was just gone.
You just walked in on her and she was...
No, I just opened the door, I just closed it.
So she was giving him head. I can think about that and I can hear that story and I can think, well, it's a blowjob. Like, it's not killing anyone.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, there's a part of me that thinks, if there's an environment where prison officers are kind of overlooking lots of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a blowjob, but then it's also contraband, and then it's also a phone, and then maybe it's someone smoking a joint.
Yeah.
Then does that create this environment in which anyone could kind of get away with anything?
Well, I've seen officers be on the receiving end when they've, should I say, reported matters. So say if a prisoner did have contraband and we went to go do a cell search on that prisoner, depending on the relationship that he has and depending on his reputation, he could have an officer in like security, and that officer in security that receives the intelligence could come and tell him, and then he'll find out who's put in like the intelligence report against him, and I've seen it go left for like officers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It can go wrong.
It can go wrong.
You got to kind of pick your battles.
You got to pick your battles. Very, very smart. There's stories that circulated where like an officer's got incentives from it, you know, got sent to Turkey to get a teeth done, or they've got like their BBL, they've got like their bum done. It's real life story.
That actually happened?
1,000,000%.
A prisoner paid for someone's
Easy,
Brazilian
yeah. It's crazy.
Do you think inmates are doing this in a really calculated way? Did you see examples of inmates just exploiting the hell out of prison officers?
Yeah, because one thing leads to another, you know? As soon as, I don't know, that's the thing with jail, as soon as you get trapped in that cycle, there's no coming out from it. The moment I give that contraband to that prisoner, I'm finished. Because the word's gonna go around. And that's why I never ever got involved in it. I've seen them get into deep water. It's like survival of the fittest.
The more we get into this, I just think there's a whole layer of stuff when it comes to prisons and what's going on in prisons that the public just has no clue about. We just don't know the stuff that is going on behind those walls. And the more we do know, the kind of more bizarre and the more grim it is. Jeff wasn't the first person to describe manipulative inmates trapping officers in compromising positions. And whilst I still didn't know if that was the objective of that famous video, it did pose the question, were sex and relationships being weaponized by inmates? I made contact with someone I was told had a track record of turning officers, and they were willing to spill the details.
Okay, so I think we've just got to wait here.
It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning when he finally shows up.
You all right?
Alright.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, bro.
And we're being, what do I call you?
Tom.
You're all right, Tom. Thanks for doing this. I just want you to be as honest, as open as you can be.
I'll try.
If you could start off by telling me, did you spend time inside, is that right?
Yeah, I've been in 3 times.
You've been in 3 times?
Yeah.
When you got into prison, did you come across prison officers that were perhaps open to, you know, helping out, if you can put it that way?
As soon as I landed in that jail, I'll be scouting for a prison officer, a female, who might catch my eye. You gotta have some charm about you to first even get noticed, and then you just worm your way in.
Is there an element of, I guess you call it seduction, innit?
We'll call it flirty banter. I'll always be polite, I'll always be nice, I'll lure them in, and then when I feel like the time's right, I'll ask them, like, you know, can I bring stuff in? You got us a phone? I'll send you money, I'll give you this, whatever you want, whatever you need.
Is that because you're looking for the bigger target?
Yeah, I want something more. We'll just start off small, because realistically, I know exactly what I want. I want drugs ringing in. If you're willing to bring me a phone, you're definitely bringing drugs in. And then we'll just go from there. I can ask for anything after that.
Were you making a lot of money out of that?
Yeah. I've been in 3 times now, and I've always made money when I've gone in.
When you're trying to get a female prison officer to basically do what you want, is there an element of that relationship which you present as being romantic?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did they believe you were in a relationship?
They think they're in love, and I'll flirt all day long, mate. As long as you come in and start me, sweet, not a problem.
Is there not part of you that feels guilty? Because, you know, let's just be frank about it, you're just manipulating them, aren't you?
Yeah, it's part of the game, mate. It's a tough career that I've got here, do you know what I mean? There's no love lost, mate.
I'm reluctant to use this word, but I think it's the right. You're talking about grooming someone, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Got to groom them. How else are you going to get them on side? But it's up to them to say, yeah, I'll do it. You could always say no. You don't have to say yeah. If you don't say no, then sweet, run.
When I started out on this story, I didn't bank on chatting to someone who'd built a career out of grooming female officers to bring drugs into prison. All of this new detail raised questions about the inappropriate relationships I'd heard about and Linda's sex tape. But she wasn't coming forward with any answers. Instead, it looked like she was enjoying her moment of infamy. I got up pretty early today on this very grey, grim day because it's the sentencing of the Linda case. And there's all these competing theories that have been going around, and none of that stuff really got aired because there wasn't a trial. There wasn't a trial because she pled guilty. And I can't help feeling that's a bit of a shame because there was this period where if you looked online, there's these competing theories. And on one hand, you've got a bunch of people saying there's stuff that is going to come out about why this happened, which is going to change your perception of who Linda is and why she ended up in this place. And maybe there's a suggestion there that there was some kind of coercion or there's something that the public just doesn't know about and doesn't realize. So I don't know in this scenario if she's a victim or if she's a perpetrator or if there's a combination of those things going on. But in a few hours, we're going to know if she's going to be doing some time. I had one last chance to speak to Linda before she went into court. Is that Linda? Is it her?
I think that's possibly her.
Should I just run up to her?
Just go in there and grab it out. What the? So was that her? Yeah.
She wasn't up for answering any of my questions. I also tried my luck with some of the people she arrived with. I wasn't causing trouble before. I just wanted to know, I did write to Linda via her lawyer. Do you think she'll want to speak? Do you think she'll want to? You don't think she will? There was this report that people having her address, possible coercion, that kind of stuff. So I just want to know if, there's any truth in that. Okay, don't worry about it. Thank you. They kind of just clammed up. Just silence, nothing. I think they just came out to have a cigarette. I wasn't the only one following this case. Because of the public interest in the story, the judge agreed for his sentencing remarks to be filmed.
You consented to that recording being made in circumstances where you would have no control over it and no assurances as to privacy. And the fact of the recording made you even more vulnerable to blackmail.
As part of the sentencing, the judge read out details from a forensic psychiatrist report that shed some light on why Linda might have found herself in this situation.
He diagnosed a borderline personality disorder, which he regarded as severe. It is combined with ADHD and makes you highly impulsive and reckless, so that you tend to act without considering the consequences.
The report also gave some detail on how Linda viewed her relationship with Linton.
You came to view the prisoner as your protector, a person who made you feel safe, and in that context you provided sexual services. But that is conceding to the very manipulation that your public office required you to resist. Looking back, you now say that he groomed you.
She ended up getting sentenced to 15 months. Through the whole thing, she just looked completely broken by it. She cried at one point. I mean, 15 months is a significant period of time. Half of that is going to be on license, but half of that, you know, now, tonight, she's starting her time in prison. You can look at this in a really narrow way and think it's just about Linda and just about her psychological profile, which was really significant in the sentencing, and the fact that she's got borderline personality disorder. But of course, it goes way beyond that. That's a particular vulnerability. Now, why was that not vetted?
Linda's story was evidence that vulnerable officers can slip through vetting. When they do, it can be open season for prisoners that are willing and able to corrupt. As the dust settled on Linda's court case, I couldn't stop thinking about her claim that she turned to Linton for protection. I wanted to understand how an officer might end up in that situation. Through a trusted contact, an opportunity fell in my lap.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you ready for me?
I'm ready.
Wicked. All right, I'll see you in a second.
Anaya is a former prison officer. She agreed to speak to me on condition that her real identity is concealed.
Hey, how you doing?
All good, thank you.
For that extra layer of protection, an actor has redone her voice.
I know this is quite weird, but nice to meet you too. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, a bit nervous, but I'm all right.
You okay? You don't need to be nervous at all. Listen, thank you so much for doing this. I just want to know, first of all, that the day you walk into prison and you're a prison officer, did you feel ready?
No. You get the training, but then you were kind of left to get on with it. I just saw things that I didn't expect to see.
What kind of stuff? Tell me about that.
Just how crazy it was. A lot of fights. So you have to think about your own safety as well. You sometimes think the prisoners can keep you safe.
Go on, what do you mean?
So, in terms of if I'm doing a 12-hour shift and I'm working late and an incident happens with another prisoner, prisoners would stick up for me if none of the other officers were around.
If I was to believe what Linda and now Anaya were saying, there was a pattern. Officers turning to inmates for protection. But just hold that thought, because listen to what Anaya drops next.
I met someone who was a prisoner. There must have been a connection, but it wasn't a romantic connection. It was more, I felt the prisoner was genuine.
The prisoner who Anaya bonded with was serving a sentence for drug dealing, and in exchange for his protection, he wanted something in return.
What is being asked of you at that point?
To bring in 5 packets of tobacco.
How much do you get paid for that?
At that time, it was about at least 300, 400 pounds a pack.
So that's 1,500 quid for a few packs of tobacco. That's quite easy money.
It's nothing.
You made a lot of money.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of money because you can't keep up with the amount you make. Then the bigger picture was me buying a house.
So you bought a house with the proceeds of that?
Yeah, I bought a house, I got a new car.
Did you ever get caught?
No.
Do you regret any of it?
No, none.
I built a really good relationship and a strong relationship.
Did it develop romantically?
Yeah, it did get romantic. I left the prison and I waited for him to come out. We've been together many, many years since then, and are still happy, still strong.
Anaya told me she just had a baby with the former inmate. They're now playing happy families. And guess what? He agreed to speak to me on the phone.
Hey, you alright?
Hey, you okay? It's Mubin. How you doing?
Hey there, bro. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to chat. I was with your other half, and she was telling me about what happened. So she explained how it worked, and she was saying at the start she was just bringing stuff in for you, but then it sounds like it kind of turned into a bit more of a business. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, it became a service.
A service for which you get paid?
In many different ways, I'd say. It just kept the wing calm, I'll put it like this, it kept the wing calm and it kept order.
You make it sound like a public service, like you were doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
I think I did good. Looking after everybody in the prison, making sure the prison officers were safe. I made sure there was no fights, no one getting robbed on the way, like no one getting stabbed, like everyone was going back behind their door safely. Sometimes you have to be like Robin Hood.
I mean, you say it was like Robin Hood, but you were making money, weren't you?
Everyone was. It's bigger than me and Howard, you know what I mean? To make something like this run, you gotta be paying the security companies, you gotta make sure everybody's kept sweet, you know what I mean?
So you were paying other people. Did you say you were paying the governors?
Listen, just I'm not gonna get too far into it, but just know, to make everything run, everybody has to get paid, you know what I mean?
Okay, I mean, tell me what you want to tell me, but are you talking about senior people here?
Just reading between the lines of what I'm saying. In order for somebody to do something, everybody has to be paid.
Next time, I discover how illicit jail relationships are part of a bigger story involving industrial-scale drug dealing and organised crime.
See, one of them made $1 million in jail. It's not hard.
And I come face to face with the reality for prison officers who are willing to get in the way.
He did nothing wrong. All he did was his job.